Let's talk about time. It is strange that the photograph came before the movie because the photo is, in a way, more revolutionary. We're surrounded every day by moving images, swimming in time, everything in motion, living and dying, mixing and breaking apart. What is truly rare is for something to stop, a past that endures to the present. Roland Barthes said something like that, the strange difference between the film and the film still. Once the image starts moving, we cannot take it all in. Its thundering denotation constantly demands our attention. The movie shot has its own time, its own durée, as Henri Bergson terms it. If we close our eyes, we might just miss it. The movie is so lifelike, spooky. Looking at the oldest movies from over a century ago, I cannot resolve the aliveness of the image with the fact that all involved, including the subject, are long, long dead. There was a lot of excitement when movies came out. Filmmakers thought it would be a new universal language, replacing national languages, libraries, museums, a new way to communicate thought. Sergei Eisenstein predicted in 1929 that it would bring about the realization of revolution in the general history of culture. They were mainly excited about montage, that crashing together of moving images into one another. It was a revolution of perception. Though the film editor Walter Murch compares it to the blinking of our eyes, there's really nothing like it in life. One moment you are perceiving a certain place and time, and a 24th of a second later, you're somewhere else. If it's like anything, it's like thinking, and that was part of the excitement. Thought communicated right there on the screen. And the same thing can be said about the sound film. This dragging of an entire orchestra along with you everywhere to emote all over everything you see, juxtaposing and communicating emotion without language. But what about multi-channel? What about this? This is more of a cubist gibberish. Henri Bergson writes about the multiplicity peculiar to time, the way we are surrounded in life by durations and experience them all within our own. Sitting by a river, the sun shines, the birds sing, we while away our thoughts, each in their own time, but enveloping the others. Time isn't a clock, but more like sugar dissolving in water and us waiting for it to happen, if you like that sort of thing. Multiple videos endure next to each other. If Roland Barthes thought just one screen was overwhelming, this is multiply so. More denotation and connotation than we can perceive or predict. An overflowing, constantly changing, contagious and erotic, never fully seen, never resting or stopping for us to take it all in. It is something we are used to. Our contemporary multitasking, multi-screen, multi-device, network living, the overflowing of juxtaposition and durations has become a normal part of our lives. This mechanical juxtaposition of time really got going when the image was electrified. For about half a century, we've had windows of time piped into our lives via an electric image. And that image has become more complicated with effects, live and planned replacements and juxtapositions of media, real and virtual, Méliès tugging against Lumière. And for the past 20 years, these screens and cameras have been networked to talk to each other. These are examples of augmented reality projects, a newish medium which can loosely be described as live video in which the border between effects and mediation, between a real and a virtual, is exploited and exposed. GPS-located virtual objects, image recognition books, toys, and installations. You could say that AR is the first truly electric image medium, not just movies broadcast over electric wires or enhanced through effects, but a medium that looks at itself, that takes live manipulation as its essence and material, and pulls apart the vectors of mediation and effects that have been with us since Lumiere versus Méliès. And it is a medium caught up in contemporary life, a touchstone for imaginations of what image media will become. Multimedia publications, mediated museum commentary, propositional design for mediated lifestyle, thought police. In all these iterations, what is exemplified in AR is the borders between real and virtual, live and effects, the space between one screen of perception and another, a new type of montage. My point is that there's a vector here. We've been trying to wrest some type of communication from the moving image for more than a century, through montage, through screens, through effects, networking, and juxtaposition. We are now living in an age of mechanical juxtaposition, information streams and images colliding based on architectures, algorithms, random placements, indexes, a multiplicity of durations and frames within frames. And AR is like a portrait of contemporary multiplicity, not the river and the birds, but a computer and us, uncomfortably juxtaposed together. I don't know if this is an affirmation or a disappointment. There was a dream that montage would bring about new thought, but an expectation that the new thoughts would be somehow controlled by us and not the medium. Instead, we seem to have sunk deeper into the movie, inhabiting the cut. Our lives have become the movies themselves, disparate times and places networked together inside our own perceptions, durations, lives. We now live in the space between the screens, between the shots, inside of the cut.